Hello and good evening everybody and everyone. Welcome back to the fire. If you're new here tonight, grab something warm, get comfortable and settle in. Tonight's theme, well, felt inevitable. It's Valentine's week after all, and so we thought, why not talk about love, obsession, and the things that refuse to die. So tonight we're going to be diving into vampire folklore. The romantic kind, the monstrous, and the really strange ones history may have forgot. So I'm just going to take a minute and just let people come in and miss the introduction. So I want to say hello to everybody if you're just stopping in right now or if you're joining us after the fact. I'll just give you a little while to come in and say hi in the live chat. Hello there, Eleanor. Eleanor Sala, it's good to see you in the live. Thank you for joining us. Moderator tonight. Happy Valentine's Day, absolutely. Or happy Valenvamp Day, as I tried to coin the term right now, but that's cool. We're going to have a little I'm going to sip on my tea for a few minutes and give people a little opportunity to stop by and say hello if they wish. Also, to try and lubricate my throat right now, I have a little ginger and lemon, I think it is. So that's good for the throat. And then also we want to say hi to our producer this evening, who's going to be, occasionally you might hear her voice in the background as she's prompting me or she's directing in some way or the other, but she will say hello at some point, the producer. Maybe we'll say hello now. Hello, producer.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, there we go. There's
Thanks for joining the show tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. Valenvamp Day.
Valenvamp Day. That's awesome. Thank you. So good to hear your voice. Okay, so, I wonder about this whole theme of vampire and with it being Valentine's Day. And so I just thought we'd do a little mashup between the two because of the romantic side of vampires fitted for me in a lot of ways with Valentine's Day. And there's been a lot of stories in the past and movies made around that kind of theme. But also, there is a much darker side to vampirism or vampires, and it's not necessarily always romantic. And the story this evening is more of a romantic kind of Gothic tale with a twist. And we're probably just going to be doing that in two parts. And then a little break in between, so stick around. We have some news coming up toward the end of the show tonight, which is really cool. Some good things to share with people. Druidian, yeah, good to see you there, friend. Good to see you. I know our good friend DJ Dennis in the mix is probably on a live stream right now, but he might stop by. So if you're coming in fresh from wherever you are in the world, please say hi. Live chat is ready there. And let us know where you're from. But a little bit more about the story. The story really is called Where the River Keeps Its Promises. And I won't give too much away because I want to take my time with that. Hopefully everybody is having and had a good Valentine's weekend. And so thank you again for taking the time wherever you are in the world and joining us tonight. It's like I say, 7:30 in Maine right now in the United States, coming to you from the Worldwide Folklore Forest studios, and I'm dressed for the occasion. I hope that you agree. Okay, guys. Well, maybe the fire is burning just about right at this point in time to begin our story. We used to look over at the beautiful woodland scenery in the background. Hope you enjoy the graphics there. I'm probably going to stay with you on camera while I read this for you. Okay. This is Where the River Keeps Its Promises. There's an old superstition where I grew up. If two lovers make a promise on a bridge, the river carries that promise straight to God. And if either of them break it, well, the river remembers that too. I first met Eleanor in the winter of 1893. She wasn't the sort of girl you forgot. Not because she was loud, but because she was quiet. The kind of quiet that makes you lean closer just to hear her breathe. She read poetry like it was a prayer, pressed flowers beneath the pages of borrowed books, and always wore gloves, even indoors. She said the cold bothered her bones. We walked together most evenings, down Market Street, past the churchyard, then out toward Ashbourne Bridge, where the river ran black and slow beneath the ironwork. She liked that bridge, said it felt older than the town, like it remembered things. And one night, snow falling soft as ash, she stopped halfway across and took my hand. "Stefan," she said, "if anything ever keeps us apart, promise you'll meet me here." I laughed. What could possibly keep us apart? She didn't smile back. "Just promise." So I did. February 14th, every year, no matter what. A week later, she had vanished. No letter and no goodbye. Her boarding room was empty, trunk gone. The landlady swore she left before dawn, just gone. I searched for months. Train stations, hospitals, church registries, even the papers. Nothing. It was as though the world had swallowed her whole. People told me to move on, but you don't move on from something that feels unfinished. So, when February came, I went to the bridge, like I'd promised. Snow had covered everything. The river barely moved. The town asleep behind me. Midnight came. Then past. No Eleanor. Just wind through the iron rails. I remember feeling foolish, standing there with a single red rose in my coat pocket, like some lovesick boy. So I turned to leave. And that's when I heard footsteps behind me. Soft, slow, too light for the snow. "Eleanor?" She stood at the far end of the bridge. Same dark hair, same pale face, same long coat. And for a second, my heart nearly stopped from relief. "I knew you'd come," she said. Her voice, God help me, it was exactly the same. But something wasn't quite right. She didn't rush to me, didn't smile, didn't breathe hard from the cold. She just watched me, like she'd been standing there for a very long time. "You're freezing," I said. "Come here." "I'm not cold anymore," she replied, soft, almost amused. When she stepped closer, the lamplight caught her face, and I saw it. Her skin wasn't pale from winter. It was pale like porcelain, like moonlight, like something that had never known warmth at all. Then she smiled, slowly, and I saw the tips of her teeth, longer than I remembered, sharper. "Stefan," she whispered, "I can't come back with you." Okay, guys, that's just the interlude there, right at the first part of the story. We're going to continue with that just in a few minutes. Hope that you've enjoyed following along with that, and see where Stefan and Eleanor take their journey. But yeah, I just wondered, while we were halfway in between, thank you, Eleanor, so good. Druid, thank you, awesome. Yeah, it was getting a little bit ominous there for a little bit, but yeah, it carries on. And hopefully, it reminds people of some of their favorite stories, sometimes maybe a little romanticism, but I'm always curious about people's, what they like, what their inspirations are. And if you're looking at, say, movies or anything like that to do with vampires, then I'm just wondering what you guys, if you have a favorite, maybe you want to pop that in the text chat. I know I could be really cheesy about it. We're talking about Twilight or Nosferatu here. Which is your kind of vampire? You'd go for. Is it the Nosferatu character? Oof. Something like Salem's Lot. I really remember. Or even Christopher Lee. If he played Dracula, several movies. From the 1950s, like late 1950s. So, a little movie trivia. And let's not forget, of course, we have Tom Cruise. We were sort of going back to the early Bram Stoker original stories where you're really trying to capture the book itself that Bram Stoker wrote, Bela Lugosi, another classic. Everybody knows that name. And if you don't know Bela Lugosi, where have you been? His iconic role. He used to have that ability of being able to point his finger, where he would hold his hand and he would have his fingers like this, but one finger would just be pointing up and he would do that. It was really creepy. Yeah, Salem's Lot actually is a good one. It's a Stephen King book. But years ago, there was a really good television series that I remember watching when I was young, called Salem's Lot, and it actually starred James Mason, and then David something Hutch, or was it? Anyway, David Soul, that was right. David Soul, back in the 70s maybe, or something, early 80s perhaps. That actually was a very good TV drama. Really fully enjoyed. I remember watching that, creeped me out, especially the vampire. I think he was called Mr. Bartholomew or something like that. Yeah, and the character bought this old house and he was turning it into almost like a creepy museum as such. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check that out. Well, no, vampire trivia. I'm not sure if anybody would even know about when the novel actually was written, but if you do know, then the Bram Stoker novel Dracula, if anybody kind of remembers or knows, or you can maybe Google it just for fun. I don't know. What do you think, producer? I could just say it was 1897. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Sorry, I gave the answer away too quickly. So another thing about Dracula trivia, let's say Garlic, and where does that myth come from? The whole thing about them. You use garlic against them. Probably comes from like Romania and the origins of Bulgaria, Romania, Transylvania, and in those places it was generally used for medicinal purposes. And even to this day, I think, many people still swear by using garlic. It helps clean the blood, or it keeps your blood healthy, or some such thing anyways. But, you know, going back in the day, it was actually also associated in warding off evil spirits. And I always wondered, just because of the Gallic breath, you know, maybe that was could have been something like that. But here's another fascinating one for America, for the United States. Is this true or false? Okay, real quick. True or false? People really dug up graves in Rhode Island. Think of that for a second. People actually dug up graves in Rhode Island. Is that true or false? What do you think? It's just an interesting factoid. Druidian says false. Okay. Anybody else? I'll give you a second or two. Okay. Clock's ticking away. No, okay. Well, it's actually true. It is true. Yeah, it is actually a real incident. It's called the Mercy Brown Vampire Incident, and it occurred in Rhode Island in January of 1892. 1892. It's one of the best documented cases of the exhumation of a corpse with the purpose of banishing an undead being through rituals. Right, rituals. And this was a part of a wider New England vampire panic at the time. So, just goes to show you guys, wasn't that long ago where even people here in New England were thinking that, you know, we had to do what they do in Romania and actually exhume bodies and perform some kind of ritual. And it makes you ask that question, what was actually going on then, you know, to instigate that. And that's something you might look into, you know. But we want to keep this a little lighthearted tonight. It's Valentine's Day. You know. So, I mean, again, which, just to finish off with that small trivia section, again, which creature, you know, cannot cross running water? Let me know. Yeah. Which creature cannot cross running water? Oh, it's definitely Tom Cruise. Good one. Correct. Probably. Maybe. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm picturing that in my head right now, to be fair. I don't know if anybody else is, but hopefully, you know, it's funny. Okay, so yeah, it's the vampire, obviously. It's the purifying properties of fresh running water, or mountain water, perhaps. That's the legend or the myth or the folklore. Yeah. So we're just going to take a quick intermission, guys. Just going to let the backgrounds play for a little, the music play a touch, and I'm going to go and refresh on my my tea here, and I'll be right back in a few minutes. Stick around, we'll see you soon. guys, and welcome back to the second part of our Valentine Vampire Day treat for us from Worldwide. We're going to carry on with the second part of the story, and if you are just joining us and you missed the first part, then please feel free to go back later and rewatch. And then you can maybe even just skip the interlude. But thank you again, everybody, for joining us. We'll carry on with the second part. And remember, Eleanor and Stefan have met on the bridge, and she disappeared, and they've just re-met again after almost a year, I think a year. So here we go, the second part of Where the River Keeps Its Promises. I can't come back, she said again, like it hurt to speak the words. She told me everything in pieces, like confessing a sin. How she'd fallen ill, how a stranger had offered her another way, and how the earth had closed over her, how hunger felt like fire, and how nights felt endless. I thought I could fight it, she said, but the dark is stronger than love. She stepped closer. No footprints in the snow, none at all. But if you don't have to lose me, she whispered. Her hand touched mine, ice cold. You could come with me. She spoke of forever like it was a gift. No sickness, no aging, and no goodbyes. Just endless nights together. Walking the world while centuries passed like seasons. And for a moment, God forgive me, I wanted it. To never lose her again, to never stand alone on that bridge, and to never feel grief like that winter. But then I looked at her eyes and realized something terrible. They weren't hers anymore. Not really. They were hungry, always hungry. If I go with you, I said quietly, whatever comes back won't be me. She didn't argue, didn't cry, just nodded, like she'd known all along. I had to ask, she said, because I couldn't bear an eternity without trying. And so we stood there together one last time, like we used to, watching the river. Then she pressed something into my hand, my old brass pocket watch, the one I thought I'd lost the day she disappeared. I kept it, she said, so I wouldn't forget the sound of time. And before I could speak again, she stepped backward over the railing and vanished into the dark water below, silent, like snow falling. They dragged the river for weeks that spring, never found anything. But every February 14th, I still visit Ashbourne Bridge. I leave a single rose, wind it in the old pocket watch and listen to it ticking, to remind myself some loves are meant to warm your life, not follow you into the grave. Oh. See, I always try and leave the end until I'm not quite sure exactly what's going to happen there. But yeah, that was a short story for you. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I think eventually, some point, we're going to put some other graphics to that, maybe, and redo that. But I hope that you enjoyed that while you were listening along, and wanted to say hello to everybody again. You know, if you have a favorite Gothic romance, what is a Gothic romance to me? It means many, many things. You know, but I'm sure I could probably pull at least one out of my hat that would jump to mind. Or a movie even that I had never seen that should be made, you know, perhaps you do too. Or what about local legends, you know, things that you know from your area, that perhaps you've only heard about, or, you know, kind of word of mouth sometimes, that's that sort of thing, right? Thank you very much for hanging out with us, Eleanor. I really appreciate that. So we've just got a little bit of short news. We've been talking with our good friend DJ Dennis in the mix recently, and so in the future we're going to be doing a small series called Meet the Creator, and DJ Dennis is hopefully going to be one of our first guests on that series there, and it'll be our chance to be able to chat with him live, get to ask him a few questions and listen to a lot of his music. And also, you know, he is going to be helping us with some music during the early spring. We're going to be recording again once we get all these mountains of snow out of the way and we start to see the greenery come back. So we're going to film some pieces for that, and then you know, we're going to have some music from DJ Dennis in the mix just to accompany that. And so that's going to be an awesome yeah. Hey, DJ Dennis is with us. Why has Streamlabs deleted that message? Hey DJ, that's not spam in caps. Sorry, Streamlabs is suddenly for some reason thinking you're spamming. But it's not Streamlabs, Bad Labs. We might just alter that so that doesn't keep happening. Yeah, okay, that's good. We don't need that. Okay, yeah, good to see you, my friends. So yeah, you know, we're really looking forward to that. So the interview and get to know DJ Dennis, and hopefully other people if you're interested in that and you want to be a part of the show of that Meet the Creator series. You know, we'll talk about a lot of things. We'll share our content together, and then we'll have relevance. And in our case, with the music, DJ Dennis will provide. It's going to really be fitting to what we do here, and also with what DJ does himself. So, looking forward to that. But let me see, what else have we got? Producer in the pipe. Remember, falling quick. No, it's okay. Producer's looking blank at me right now.
You caught me a bit off guard, what can I say?
Yeah, no problem. No worries.
I was slapping Streamlabs.
Yes, yeah. I think Eleanor, our moderator, would like to slap Streamlabs quite a bit. But, yeah. Is that... hope everybody's having a really good night. Wherever you're at in the world, I hope you have a really good evening. We're going to be wrapping the show up soon, but thank you for sticking with us, and I hope that people come back and watch the story or watch the stream after the fact. That's always fun to do, so yeah, it would be really nice to sort of put some music to this story as well, I think. But as I was saying, I hope that you guys have had a really wonderful weekend and will continue to do that. I hope your Valentine's Day has been awesome. Maybe you've spent time with family, or maybe you've just been chilling out. Or maybe like us, you've been putting episodes together for your own channel. We've had a lot of fun working on this today, so yeah, looking forward to seeing you all the next time on the show. Keep your notifications on, and thank you for liking, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all your subscriptions. If you're new to us, again, goes without saying, please subscribe and keep notified of our forthcoming and upcoming live streams and episodes. Oh, Lorona, yeah, La Llorona. Sounds, that's something that, yeah, we should definitely be looking into, yeah. Yeah. Okay, dokie. Okay, well, I'm going to say good night for now, guys. Thank you again for stopping by. Thank you for your comments. Really good to see everybody. And hope you all have a great weekend. We'll catch you next time. But from Worldwide Folklore Tales, and myself and our producer, happy weekend. Live long and prosper.